Want to know the business model where doing the same thing over and over again makes you more profitable? This is the business model for you. The experience curve business model. So are you starting from scratch with every project like it's your first time? We never see that in software development.
Oh, no.
Or are you watching experienced competitors lap you and do the same work for less money and faster?
More chocolatey.
And more chocolatey. And are you getting upset because every time you do something, you should be getting better and faster and more efficient, but you're not systematically capturing any improvement at all? What if I told you that every time you serve the market, you could have your costs be dropping, your efficiency improving, and your speed quickening?
It's got to be very alluring, I would think.
The accumulation of experience, that is your competitive advantage in the experience curve business model. This is one I feel does not translate to modern business right here.
You're going to say to software. What about businesses like the chip manufacturing company we talked about earlier?
TSMC.
TSMC.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Experience, stay focused, and they excel. They own the market.
I would argue that any auto manufacturing has to have this. And any kind of manufacturing. TSMC, I think about as manufacturing.
Sure.
Like they're manufacturing very specific niche products that require extreme skill. And I would expect you got to have deep skill and expertise to make you can't just like turn the machine on and hit the button.
No.
Yeah, like that's not the way it works. Like you need some skill to operate and to maintain those machines and to operate them properly. Any auto manufacturer would be the same way. Anything where they work on technology that goes to space, NASA, SpaceX, any of those types of blue, whatever Jeffrey Bezos' company is, Blue Origin. Jeff Bezos' space company is Blue Man Group. I can't remember. Cybersecurity and DevOps are also like on the DL, I think are in this business model in some way, shape, or form. But also like Southwest Airlines started in this business model because they only ran certain routes or routes. They only ran certain routes and they only ran them with like the 737s and that was it. They had one plane, one route, you know what I mean? And they just did that over and over again because they were very experienced at that. And that was it. So
great,
if we're going to stay on the strengths of this business model for a minute, continuous improvement, which includes your margins, continuous improvement, each iteration should be either increasing your expertise and or your cost, ideally both, and you should be getting more profitable over time.
Yeah, you're probably also increasing your brand loyalty over time as well. Keep your costs affordable for your customers.
Sure. Like you're compounding your knowledge with each iteration of continuous improvement. You're optimizing processes, which is basically the same as continuous improvement. And then you're increasing quality to everybody in that value chain of your company, the internal employees, board members, stakeholders, and of course, customers. And that should be the experience curve business model. We got experts doing an expert job, and we all fully support them. Like that's like the opposite end of this business. Like what corporate America is currently doing right now, not hiring juniors at all. You know, so we're at the opposite end. Or maybe it isn't at the opposite end because the senior jobs are kind of, they're on an uptick right now in the market. Anyway, maybe we'll have another podcast about the market. Okay. So there's a few things that are advantageous and strengths of this business model, but it's not all strengths because every business model has weaknesses. Let's talk about some here, which is obviously the technology disruption, or really disruption of any kind, but technological disruption. Like you can run the best newspaper company in the world, but here comes Google's AI on every page to give you all the news, whether it's true or false, doesn't matter. People can't tell the difference.
That's right. Exactly. I agree. And that's a good example. The publishing industry is a good example. They were basically dominant at one point, and they didn't really see it coming. They also ignored the trend that the modern generation, they don't really read newspapers. Right. They consume news in different ways.
There was two things that happened in newspapers. I think the technology disruption, number one, and also the market shift risk that basically, like, which also happened with Napster to music.
Yeah,
is that they decided like the cost of acquiring music is now going to drop to zero. What are you going to do? You know, record companies.
Yeah.
Charging whatever $18 a CD or whatever when you only wanted one track. I'm not saying the model wasn't total garbage before, but the market shift was totally ripe to be shifted.
Yeah, and they shifted it.
And I would say also, if you have no mechanisms in your company for knowledge transfer, this is not your business model.
Yeah, you can't sustain yourself if you're going to not have that.
Yeah. One of the things I would ask about this one is the Toyota system will say, you have continuous improvement and it just keeps going on and on forever. But at some point, wouldn't you reach a pinnacle level where, you know what I mean? It's like, how many different ways can you put in lug nuts? I'm just saying, wouldn't you streamline to a point where the improvements are diminishing? You know what I mean? You have diminishing returns on your continuous improvement. Maybe not in like Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, but the diminishing returns wouldn't happen everywhere in your business. I mean, maybe in some places. Right. In other places, you can constantly be in a pursuit of perfection.
Yeah.
It's in the chase all the time.
Well, that's the experience curve business model. It's all about capturing learning and efficiency gains by repetition and continuously reducing costs. So, continual learning, continual improvement type of business model. This is a good one we have, I'm sure, in the past. We've never done a Toyota specific episode, but that would be this business model. When it comes